Hey guys, so I'm doing the Nigerian Tag today, finally. I just feel like I'm gonna represent what I can represent. I don't really feel like I'm like all as Nigerian as you would expect because I was born here in London. So these hybrid identities like British, Nigerian, sometimes it gets a bit confusing. Imi. My favourite Nigerian movie I'd have to say is like there's one of Sophia in London and Mr. Ibu in London, and I just think it's so funny the way that they come with all their freshness and their bushness and their attitudes, and they come and they see life here and they get so surprised. It's just so funny. I think overall there's many funny Nigerian films, but overall you guys really should check those films out. My favorite Nigerian song, I can't really sing this because it's got so much auto tune in it. I mean, there's no point, but I don't really listen to Nigerian music that much, but I would say One Day Cole, Go Low, Egusi, Stew. The last time I was in Nigeria was in 2011. As you guys know, I documented that for you, and I will put the links below for those that have missed out on them. I am half Benin, Edo, and half Rivers. So it's not the Benin outside of Nigeria, it's the Benin inside Nigeria. I'll say something in both my mum's and my dad's side because obviously they're from different tribes. So my dad, the greeting in his language, in Benin language, is Woye. My mum's, to say bye in her language, is Noah. Like the music, the food, the culture, you know, they practice respectful culture and having respect for your elder. What I love most, the sayings, the old school traditional sayings. I'll give you one right now. One day, monkey will go to market and he will not come back. So that basically means that one day, as you're doing what you're doing, one day you go see, or you go see, it will blow up in your face. That's the kind of thing that it means. The sayings are so funny. There's another one. When the head gets cut off, the ears go along with it. And that kind of means like you're not listening now, but when it's too late, those years will go. They really will go. So I love those sayings. What do I hate most about Nigeria? I've got a list of things, to be honest. Where can I start? Okay, in terms of hair, when I went there, I didn't tell you guys this experience because I just thought I've already said so many negatives. I don't want to talk about it because I'm so passionate about this whole hair journey. Basically, my sister's hair was a mess, and my mom said, okay, when I was here in the 80s, they were doing really good stuff, like they can braid, they can really do hair. So she said I should go with my sisters to the salon and have them do a basic braid hairstyle. Those women were pulling up my sister's hair. They didn't know how to comb it. When I asked them did they have any moisturizer, they weren't willing to use the correct amount of moisturizer because to them it would have seemed like a waste. They were making comments, can't you get a relaxer? How come the hair is not relaxed? They did not know how to comb it. I told them this is how you would do it. To make life easy for you, wash it while it's in braids, then take the braids out. They didn't do that. And that day, me and my mom ended up having an argument because I texted her when I saw what they were doing. I was like, look, we need to leave because this is not worth it. They're going to overcharge us because they know we're foreign anyway. So, and my mom refused. And I was like, because I was sitting there seeing them do that to my sister's hair, and I was really angry. And I was angry because my mom didn't listen and she didn't come back because she had to do something anyway. So she was too far out to do that. But obviously we've resolved it now. But I just know that there's a lot of self-hate in the Nigerian community because when I was there and I saw, and this is the thing, if you want to wear weave, if you want to relax your hair, cool. But when you do it to where you look ugly without it, or you keep doing it like you can't help but do it, so if you see a little bit of new growth, would rather put this nasty carpet, and I'm saying this as a truth because I saw some weaves that actually look like carpet. They'll rather put that on their hair than actually rock their hair, and they probably think it looks better than their hair because they don't look after their hair. So once they take it out, it's all a mess. I also don't like this whole paying for a chieftaincy title. You pay, I don't know how they do it exactly, but they go and pay someone for them to be called, just to be called chief. I mean, like really, like, so you really care that much about what other people think about you. It's a tradition, but I think it's a silly tradition because it really doesn't make sense to me. Like, why do you have to pay for these titles to become Oga or Chief or Sir? Like, the men always want to be seen as like something really big. And another thing as well is the chauvinism in the community, the way that they treat women as well. In this modern day and age, I guess it's not so bad, and I understand the man is the head of the house, but they take it really too far. Another thing I don't like is that there's a lot of racism in our community. Someone like me that's not from the obvious or most popular places, like my tribe is not Yoruba, Igbo, I don't know, there's many that are popular, or they seem popular or well known, so they don't see you as a proper Nigerian just because I'm like half and half, and like, you know, they look at you like you're not part of them or you're not a real Nigerian. And when you go to gatherings, not that I go to many Nigerian gatherings, but in the past when I've gone, like it's like they won't want to talk to you just because you don't speak their language, or they'll speak their language, and Yorubas do this specifically. They will, like, I think it's rude, like, from whatever part you are in the world, speaking your language in front of me. I don't know what you're saying. Maybe you're talking about me. Good luck to you. I don't mind about that, but it's just, to me, it's just rude, and that's what they do. And if you don't agree with what I'm saying, or you have a problem with it, you can thumbs down the video as you do. When Nigerians do 419 and they do fraud and all that, there's even a song that says, shout hallelujah. Just like, it basically means that you've been duped, you've been robbed. He has paid. Shout hallelujah, thank God. And it's just like, why are you thanking God for something that is a big sin? It doesn't make sense. Like, really, I just really think that, like, some of the cultures, and like, for example, native doctors, juju, like all these things, like, I don't really think it's it goes against, and what I've noticed in most culture goes against religion. And going to a native doctor and saying, I want to do this to this person and I want to cast a spell on this person, it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense, and it's not something I follow. I have a Nigerian nickname that my baby gave me, and my Nigerian name is Imi, so he always calls me Imi. Like, that's all he calls me, Imi. And I think it's really cute. It sounds nice. I think I am very articulate, and I'm not saying that Nigerians aren't, but I'm not as loud as them, because I know that they're just loud and wild. And the way that we are represented as women, Nigerians are represented as like long weave, lots of makeup, and I just feel like representation that I want to see more of. I want to see more Nigerian ladies actually taking pride in having healthy hair and being bothered to have the time to, you know, because us as Nigerians, we are quite impatient. Like, we are impatient people, and we don't, like, I've seen that Nigerian ladies won't really have the patience to actually want to grow their hair. So I think I'm more of the representation of beauty, as more than what I'm seeing we are represented, like, in the media, anywhere. I don't speak my language. When I was growing up, it kind of got to a stage where my parents weren't really bothered to teach it to me, and every time they tried, I was like, I've always been impatient to learn a language, and maybe it's because they didn't like emphasize it on me, but I don't blame them. I know bits and pieces of their language, and it is confusing when your mom's speaking one language and your dad's speaking another, but it's all good. I sabi speak pidgin English now. I sabi, but the accent no go come out strong. Yes, I speak pidgin English. I love pidgin English. I really think, like, some people like feel it's something to be ashamed of, but I just totally love it. Like, I love it. I'm so glad that my parents spoke it as I was a child, because that made me understand it, and it made me grow to love it. It's just part of the whole culture. We are quite Western, so to be honest, I can't think of anything, and if there is anything, it's like not obviously out there, like, you know, material for like the wrapper, clothing and all that, and probably some herbs that we used to cook, but it's not something that's out there. If someone comes to my house, they'll know that I'm Nigerian, because to be honest, like, as I said, I'm not as Nigerian as what you would probably hope or whatever. I don't think I've been asked anything ridiculous, because if someone asks something, I guess they'll have a reason to. I can't think of anything right now. Call it what you see it. Say it how you see it. Call it what you like. This is just me. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.